Good evening, Texas bikers and bikers all across the nation. This is Texas Biker Radio, Wednesday evening live from the studios in Arlington, Texas. And I have all this stuff going on around me right now on this side. Well, wait a minute, that side. This side. So I have all this stuff going on around me, so I have to maneuver myself. But let me get started. Good evening, Texas bikers and bikers all across the nation. This is Texas Biker Radio. My name is Mel Popeye Moss, and I'm here with our evening comments. And we'll be doing this all the way up to the election, I do believe. And unless we got something else going on with our motorcycle club, and that may be, it'll have to be doing with all this crap that's going on. Now, I want to play a video for you. I do believe it's quite interesting. And so this is the FBI, that their news conference they had this afternoon. And so let's see if we can get it up and get a listen to what's going on. Let me make sure the mic is on for this. This should be this one right here. So let's see if we can get it to play.
Good evening. The President has instructed the intelligence and law enforcement communities to ensure that the 2020 elections are the safest and most secure in our nation's history. We take that mandate and responsibility seriously. There is nothing more sacred in our republic than the fundamental democratic principle of one person, one vote. It is our duty to ensure the sanctity of U.S. elections. That includes ensuring the security of voting systems. The intelligence community's role is to identify threats and to assess the intentions, capabilities, and actions of foreign adversaries. Our duty also includes empowering the American people to understand information, or perhaps more accurately, disinformation, that they are seeing, particularly on the internet.
Is that playing?
And make informed decisions for themselves. With that in mind, we would like to alert the public that we have identified that two foreign actors, Iran and Russia, have taken specific actions to influence public opinion relating to our elections. First, we have confirmed that some voter registration information has been obtained by Iran and separately by Russia. This data can be used by foreign actors to attempt to communicate false information to registered voters that they hope will cause confusion, sow chaos, and undermine your confidence in American democracy. To that end, we have already seen Iran sending spoofed emails designed to intimidate voters, incite social unrest, and damage President Trump. You may have seen some reporting on this in the last 24 hours, or you may have even been one of the recipients of those emails. Additionally, Iran is distributing other content to include a video that implies that individuals could cast fraudulent ballots, even from overseas. This video and any claims about such allegedly fraudulent ballots are not true. These actions are desperate attempts by desperate adversaries. Even if the adversaries pursue further attempts to intimidate or attempt to undermine voter confidence, know that our election systems are resilient, and you can be confident your votes are secure. Although we have not seen the same actions from Russia, we are aware that they have obtained some voter information just as they did in 2016. Rest assured that we are prepared for the possibility of actions by those hostile to democracy. The great women and men of the intelligence community caught this activity immediately, and our colleagues at FBI and DHS acted swiftly in response to this threat. We are standing before you now to give you the confidence that we are on top of this and providing you with the most powerful weapon we have to combat these efforts: the truth, information. We ask every American to do their part to defend against those who wish us harm. The way you do that is quite simple. Do not allow these efforts to have their intended effect. If you receive an intimidating or manipulative email in your inbox, don't be alarmed and do not spread it. This is not a partisan issue. I've had conversations today with members of Congress from both sides of the aisle, and there is complete unanimity in the U.S. government in our resolve to combat the enemies of freedom. The President has instructed me to keep the public informed as appropriate, and you have my commitment that I will continue to do exactly that with transparency and with candor. We will not tolerate foreign interference in our elections, and we will continue to work with our many partners to disrupt and to impose costs and consequences on any adversary that attempts to interfere in our democratic processes. The efforts of the President to empower us to put towards election security over these last 4 years are working. I'll now turn it over to my colleague, Director Wray of the FBI, to address law enforcement's activities.
Stand by, everybody. It's the FBI.
Thanks, John. The FBI is the primary agency responsible for investigating malicious cyber activity against election infrastructure, malign foreign influence operations, and election-related crimes like voter fraud and voter suppression or intimidation. And that's exactly what we've been doing. At the FBI, we're working closely with our intelligence community partners, as well as our other federal, state, and local partners to share information, bolster security, and identify and disrupt any threats. We are not going to tolerate foreign interference in our elections or any criminal activity that threatens the sanctity of your vote or undermines public confidence in the outcome of the election. When we see indications of foreign interference or federal election crimes, we're going to aggressively investigate and work with our partners to quickly take appropriate action. We're also coordinating with the private sector, both technology and social media companies, to make sure that their platforms aren't used by foreign adversaries to spread disinformation and propaganda.
Well, you can't depend on the DNC.
As a community to build resilience in our election infrastructure, and today that infrastructure remains resilient. You should be confident that your vote counts.
Are you confident?
Early, unverified claims to the contrary should be viewed with a healthy dose of skepticism. We encourage everyone to seek election and voting information from reliable sources, namely your state election officials, and to be thoughtful, careful, and discerning consumers of information online. And if you suspect criminal activity, we ask that you report that information to your local FBI field office. As always, the men and women of the FBI remain committed to protecting the American people, democracy, and the integrity of our elections. We are not going to let our guard down. Thank you.
Well, wait a minute. Does that give you a warm and fuzzy feeling that the FBI is on the job? Does it? I mean, didn't we hear the same stuff in 2016? I do believe we heard the same things, some of the similar things at least. And what they told us back then is that had zero effect on the elections. Zero. This interference by foreign entities. The FBI is on the job, you see. Although they can't arrest people that need to be arrested, they can't arrest people, the domestic enemies of the country. They can't do that. I mean, he didn't say how heavy this was, how many of these emails were sent out. He didn't give us anything other than, well, Russia hadn't really done anything yet. But here we go. I can see it now. Russia, Russia, Russia. Here it goes. And it'll be all about the foreign enemy. While the enemy here is running amok. And we see that right up here. That's what's going on in Portland tonight. And every night. But they can't seem to find those people. They can't seem to be able to arrest those people. They can't seem to be able to arrest people within government that it's obvious that they are on the take. And they have sold us out to foreign governments. It's obvious that has gone on, but they are silent about that. Silent. I asked you guys in the chat line there, is the FBI a credible source? Or, for that matter, Homeland Security? Are they just more federal workers stepping up here just hours before a presidential debate and weeks before a presidential election? Are they doing this to stir the pot? Are they doing this to make us look another direction instead of where we should be looking at? And that's at the mainstream media, and that's at the social media, and also the Democratic Party. The Democratic Communist Party. Let's just put it that way. Because any label you would put on them would be right. Would be right. So the FBI has gotten so many things wrong. They've done such a poor job, other than arresting motorcyclists when they may be going down the highway and identifying, Tea Party members, 60-year-old Tea Party members, and you have bikers and everything else. They can label them domestic terrorists. Oh, hell. But let's not look at the real political threats, whether it be the elections, whether it be people on the take within government. Let's not look at any of that crap. No. Let's keep it up. Let's bring up Russia, and Iran. Let's bring up the usual suspects. When the usual suspects are here at home. That's what we're saying, guys. Like, we're questioning what we're being told. Just like we're questioning everything we've been told about the coronavirus, which there's been so much misinformation put out there, we don't know which way's up. Other than the original thing: wear a mask, wash your hands, stay away from people, and, social distance, do that stuff. So here we go with the election mess again. And did they help? Did they help you feel good about the upcoming election? Did he really just do that? Are you confident in the election that's coming up? When we have liberal states out there telling people, hey, mail-in vote, just everybody mail-in vote, and yeah, you can even vote, you can even mail it in after the damn election. I mean, what is that? What is that? That's a bigger interference than any of these foreign countries could do. Because I'll tell you why. Because most people are leery of anybody sending a message like that. And of course they tried to blame it on the Proud Boys. Well, hey, another enemy that's not a real enemy. But they set the narrative that direction. And they set the narrative toward white extremists and everybody else. Meanwhile, they're giving other people on the other side a pass. It's crazy, everybody. It's crazy. I'm not sure that is going to settle anybody's nerves, that they're on the damn job. I mean, how many times have they missed real terrorists that have come into this country and actually blown people up? Can you say the Boston bombers? And that was after Russia even told them about those two guys. They ignored it. And that has happened again and again and again. So do you get a real fuzzy feeling that the FBI is on the job? I mean, they've had Hunter Biden's computer, the actual computer, for almost a year. I guess since the impeachment trials, that they didn't say a word during that time about things that would have exonerated Donald Trump and that hoax they had going with the dossier. They impeached the president with something that wasn't real. And the FBI knew about it. The upper echelons knew about it, and there were rank and file members that knew about it. Yeah, there were. So we all got a real funny feeling, right? Are we being had, or are we being told the truth? I mean, how about that $4 billion machine that listens in on everybody? What the hell does it do? What the hell does it do? I'm flabbergasted. This almost leaves you without words. It really does. So we keep on digging. We'll let all this soak in, and then we'll see what all the political hacks run out there and say tomorrow. Oh, they're going to have some fun with this one, and I'm sure this will come up in the next debate. It'll all be about foreign governments and all about that shit. It'll be all about that. When it should be about what's happening here at home. That's what it should be about. And the FBI and Homeland Security and the Justice Department should be arresting people now. Now. Not later, now. Because they know what's going on. They know what's going on. But let me show you this piece of work. Let me show you this piece of work. I mean, yeah. This is, let me make sure I got the audio up. Oh, yeah, I did. Here we go. Now, don't get scared, guys. You guys on the chat line, don't get scared because you're fixing to see something horrible. Just awful horrible.
We want to have an agreement.
Here we go.
We want to have an agreement. We can come to negotiation. And we can do it now. What's the difference? A few days, except that we could have it before the election.
That scare you to death? Did I? Okay. Nancy Pelosi brings her ugly puss out here today, talking about, well, you know, hey, waiting 3 more days for the stimulus package, you know, trying to get something passed here with the president, trying to negotiate something with everybody, but being, you know, not really being bipartisan, because what she's done is delay now for months. Forget about 3 days. How about last month, a stimulus package for the people? Now, she said it won't hurt to wait 3 more days or whatever before the elections, that they'll get it done before the election. Who the hell knows that? But let me say this. She doesn't give a damn. She doesn't give a damn about people out there that need to buy groceries, about people out there that may need that money to pay rent, about businesses that may need money to survive another day, another month. She doesn't give a damn about any of that. You can wait 3 more days. Really? Really? You can wait 3 more days? I feel sorry for anybody that's heard that's in dire straits. I really do. And this transcends parties. This is about doing the right thing for the American people. That's what this is about. Instead of listening to them play this giant game of gotcha, playing this giant game with each other, the two parties, instead of getting together and getting the job done. That's where we're at, everybody. Now, I said today, and I mean it, 24 hours is what we're giving her. 24 hours. Either get something worked out or we're going to be taken to the streets. I thought the reason we hadn't been out there already is because I thought it was going to get done. They gave hints that it was going to get done, and it didn't. So, Nancy, you got 24 hours. 24 hours. I'm going to post a protest, and, whoever shows up, shows up. It'll be here either in Dallas or Fort Worth. I'll decide tomorrow. She got 24 hours. 3 days, my ass. They can get it done in 30 minutes. They can get all this done in a day and get the money in the mail. It's what they should be doing. We're sick of it. We're sick of all of them that, there's never been a year, that, or 4 years for that matter, that tells us how badly we need term limits. Because these people will not term limit themselves. Oh, they'll tell you when they're running for office, and I've heard it before. I've been doing this mess since 2004. And I've heard them say, hey, I'm all for term limits. I'm all for term limits till I get there. And they explain to me how good I am and how good it is here and how much money we can make off the backs of the American people. Nancy Pelosi, Dianne Feinstein, Harry Reid, the list runs on and on and on of people that have enriched themselves at the expense of the taxpayers and enriched their families and friends. That's what we have going on. That's why we need term limits, and so they don't stay there long enough to get in on the deal. That's why. So you guys, if you're going to cuss on there, make sure you give it, they even caught it when you give an abbreviation. So that's interesting. But, hey, Obama's hit the campaign trail for Joe Biden. Yeah. So he's hit the campaign trail. Do you think that will make a difference? What, anything that Obama would do, especially when he knew about the spying on the Trump campaign, and especially when you know that he has said nothing about what Joe Biden did on his watch, what Joe Biden's son was doing on his watch, what Hillary Clinton was doing on his watch, the money they were raising, $2 billion freaking dollars from foreign entities, because they thought she was going to be president. Selling influence, brothers and sisters, selling influence. That's what it is. That's the name of the game. The name of the game. These are evil, evil people. When you take that oath and you don't go up there and do the right thing for this country, for the people of this country, and the people that pay their salaries, just think of it. They've never missed a day of pay. Their staffs have never missed a day of pay. They still have great insurance. Not the insurance we're on. Oh, hell no. They take care of each other. I'm sorry, guys. I'm at the end of the run with my cold. But anyway, they take care of each other. Both parties. I mean, they don't even have to vote to give themselves a pay raise anymore. It comes automatically. All they got to do is sit back and wait. Yeah. It's crazy what we see going on. It's crazy what we let go on. And it's up to us to fix this. Sorry about that. Caught it that time. But anyway, you see what I'm saying. Yeah, I know you know. You guys that listen to us regularly know where we're coming from. And so, hope for a better day tomorrow. Pray for a better day tomorrow. Pray that these people wake up and quit their evil ways is what they should do. Think about the people out there that are suffering right now. It's just crazy. And may I also, too, say to Dr. Fauci, quit going on CNN and MSNBC and all those places. It's doing you no favors. It's doing you no favors. Let's get the vaccines. Let's get the therapeutics out. Let's do the right things. Let's get the stuff to the American people free of charge. Free of charge. With that, everybody, this is Butch Popeye Moss, inviting you to join us tomorrow night, 10 p.m., 10:15 p.m. Pass the word, share our videos, and like our programs. Have a great day, and ride safe, everybody. Ride safe.